What is up, everybody? So for today's video, we're gonna be checking out FNAF movie first look, Sonic 4 confirmed, Godzilla vs. Kong 3 update, and more. When it comes to 3C films, you already know, man, we get depend on this motherfucker when it comes to movie reviews and movie news. So yeah, man. Without further ado, let's check this shit out. Let's see what kind of movie news this motherfucker got for us. Because they're already saying Sonic 4 confirmed. So, let's check this shit out.
Appreciate you clicking on an episode of Side Flick. I've got movie news to discuss. I'm going to tell you about it. Some of the things we'll be diving into here today, guys, is yesterday we got the trailer for Maxine. I'll be giving you my thoughts on that. We got the producers of the Sonic films talking about how their future movies are going to be Avengers level. And our first tease for the sequel to Five Nights at Freddy's, thanks to Blumhouse. All that along with so much more. So you guys know the drill. Leave your opinions down below. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And well, without further ado, let's just dive into our first story here. So while we're all waiting for the Joker 2 trailer where they...
I'm trying to get the...
be following Mia Goth, who plays Maxine, this time set in 1985, 6 years after the events of the first X movie. And I've been highly anticipating this film because I loved X, really enjoyed Pearl, and just the way each one of these movies has felt distinctly different from each other, but still carries similar themes, motives within the characters, and the way they pay homage to other horror movies. I've been loving this series. So now with this third movie, we're following Maxine as she finally gets her big break in Hollywood, a movie role, while at the same time her pastor father that was revealed at the end of X has sent Kevin Bacon, this PI investigator, to hunt her down. There's also the backdrop of real-life serial killer, the Night Stalker, that's been roaming around LA. And from my guess, it looks like Maxine is going to use the Night Stalker as sort of an excuse to get away with a couple of murders so that nothing interferes with her becoming a movie star. Overall, I just love the look of this trailer. I mean, that one shot of blood spattering on the VHS tapes, cinema, baby. The shots also where they pay homage to the Bates Motel and even have Old Lady Pearl through the window. Just some genius imagery. Even to dig a little deeper, since this movie is set in 1985, that means this set would be being used for the third Psycho movie. And well, that just pairs nicely with Maxine being the third X movie. The only complaints I've been seeing online is people are not too thrilled with the movie using a real-life serial killer as a backdrop for these murders going on, but I saw other people mention that it's almost going to be like a red herring, that the actual person and killer of that time is not a large part of the movie, and there's almost a whodunit aspect where the movie's going to be keeping you on your toes on who the actual masked person is. And that's kind of a smart way to go about it. Overall, though, really looking forward to Maxine. I love that trailer. I think Mia Goth is just a horror queen, and I'm hoping this turns out to be one of my favorite horror movies of this year. But what did you guys think of the Maxine trailer? Next up here, speaking of horror movies, I want to talk about this one up and coming with Ryan Coogler. So not too long ago, it got reported that Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan would be teaming up for a new movie, and that's an iconic pairing. Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan have worked a lot together, and now more details about this project are coming out, and it looks to be a vampire film. Over the past couple of weeks, it's been casting a lot of notable people in the movie, including today with Haley Steinfeld joining the movie. The article gives off the plot where it says here, little is known about the project, and what is known has yet to be confirmed by either studio or Coogler. Insiders say the feature is set in the Jim Crow era South and possibly involves both vampires and Southern supernatural traditions. Jordan may be playing dual roles as twin brothers. So that intrigued me, and when I looked further into this movie, I was seeing some insiders say this movie is essentially vampires versus the KKK.
That'd be crazy.
Whoa, the new iPhone 15.
That'd be crazy.
That amazing camera. Wish my
They
family
just go
had
after them motherfuckers.
You're an action star. Take
Yeah, the vampires be
You
getting
got
them
me in,
motherfuckers.
baby. That sounds like a gnarly fun plot, especially coming from somebody like Ryan Coogler, who has yet to disappoint me with any one of his movies. Every single Ryan Coogler made movie I've really enjoyed, and something like this set in the Jim Crow era, Michael B. Jordan playing this twin role, possibly a vampire, fighting off KKK members. Dude, that sounds like it could be a pretty epic movie. What do you guys think about Ryan Coogler's new vampire movie starring Michael B. Jordan? Moving on here, let's talk about the MonsterVerse, because right now they are seeing massive success, and this universe is continuing on. The Hollywood Reporter posted an article that said MonsterVerse future looks bright after Godzilla x Kong. And while in the article, a representative for Legendary who makes these MonsterVerse movies made it very clear they're hoping to continue on and make more. They said here exactly, "We're in a good position to continue the journey, but let's see how Godzilla x Kong unfolds," Parent says. "These are early days, but we are certainly feeling good." And yeah, it's hard nowadays to create a cinematic universe. Other than Marvel, there have been very little to do it. The only successful ones I've seen outside of Marvel is probably the Conjuring universe and the MonsterVerse. We're hoping the upcoming James Gunn DCU will be a successful one, but even the previous one lacks some cohesion. And even looking back on the MonsterVerse, it's so funny that they were so close to just ending this universe and it wasn't working out for them. But thankfully, things are looking bright. People showed up and are really enjoying Godzilla x Kong. Adam Wingard's already mentioned his idea for what he would want to do in the next movie, pay homage to Godzilla vs. Destroya, and where this third movie would focus a lot more on Godzilla, have more of an emotional connection on the character, and would probably see Destroya come as the big villain. But statements like these also make me wonder if they're not just going to focus on these team-up movies. I know fans have been wanting a new Godzilla solo movie, a new King Kong solo movie. Are things like that in the works, or could we see any other monster also get their new solo movie? One thing I do see people mention on why probably the MonsterVerse is succeeding and doing all right is because they do only release one movie in their universe every 2 to 3 years. That's a nice steady pace, especially compared to like Marvel, who tends to put out like 4 or 5 projects in their universe in 1 year. Granted, they've definitely slowed production, but something like that helps keep the universe alive and easy to keep up with, and I think that's what audiences really enjoy. But here, you guys see that Legendary is talking about the future's looking bright. They're gonna be making more. Where would you like to see the MonsterVerse go? And speaking of cinematic universes, it looks like the Sonic franchise is the next cinematic universe unfolding before our eyes. A producer involved in the Sonic movies recently made some comments about where the future of the franchise is headed, and it looks like they're also wanting some of that Marvel money. They said here exactly, "We got really excited about the idea of expanding our characters in our world into television, specifically because it gave us a platform to really do character studies," he said. "We knew that with Shadow coming into Sonic 3 and some of the bigger things that we want to do in the Sonic franchise on the movie side is going to be these Avengers level events. They're going to be these big, exciting stories that have a lot of different characters, and so what television did for us is give us time to go into some of the more supporting characters in depth and really build them out in cool ways." Okay, let's examine this for a second. So we know we got the third Sonic movie releasing this year. Heck, this week is CinemaCon, and we're hoping to get some sort of update on the third Sonic movie there, whether it's the voice actor for Shadow, a little bit of footage, just anything. But with this being the third movie in the trilogy, there was some wonder in fans going, is this it for Sonic? Is this where they conclude things? They let things rest, and then somewhere in the future they'll reboot, or maybe they'll pop up with a fourth movie 10 years later. And well, that looks like it's not going to be the case. Not only are we going to get a fourth Sonic movie, we're going to get multiple television shows focused on other characters within the Sonic world. We know Knuckles is up and coming, and that looks so much fun. You guys saw when that trailer came out, I was genuinely shocked and surprised that it looks to the quality of the movies in terms of VFX at least. Have yet to see the show, but I think it's going to be an enjoyable show. This is their plan, is that they're going to introduce so many of the Sonic characters, whether it's Silver, the Chaotix, Amy, any one of them could pop up in the next couple Sonic movies, and then to further develop them, they'll get their own spin-off show, just like Knuckles did. Eventually leading to maybe when we get Sonic 5 or 6, and then they have their own endgame moment with all the characters they've built coming forward and fighting some major threat. And look, this is obviously a very hesitant situation for a lot of fans, because of course, you want more of what you love, right? You like Sonic, you want more Sonic. But we have already seen the kind of cautionary tale what's come out with Marvel. Sometimes more is not always better. More sometimes just saturates things and gets you a little bored with the property. Would I love to see a future where Shadow gets a solo movie, we dive into his background or his solo adventure?
Once everything's perfectly organized, I'll start working on my thesis.
the TV show focusing on the chaotic solving crime or anything like that, yes. But if it gets to a point where it just oversaturates things, it makes it not that fun to follow, well, I don't know if you'll have your Avengers level event. You could end up just killing what seemed like a fun time. Take a look at what we were just talking about with the Monsterverse. That universe right now is easy and fun to follow because it's one movie every couple of years. With the way this is sounding, it looks like it could be 2 movies and a couple of TV shows every other year, and that might be a little much. So I don't know. I'm definitely up for it, and I'm willing to see them try because I still really like everything the live-action Sonic universe is providing, but I would tell them, you know, don't go too fast. Take it slow. Enjoy the time you have. Let's not let the Sonic universe be one of those cinematic universes that fail. How are you guys feeling about the expansion of the Sonic universe? Moving on here, out of nowhere, we finally got our first little teaser for Five Nights at Freddy's 2, letting us know Blumhouse is beginning work on this movie. So just today, my best friend, Jason Blum, head of Blumhouse Studios, posted on Twitter, Jim Henson's Creature Shop is working their magic again. We aren't sure what they're working on, but we know it'll be great. And you know what? I kind of believe Jason Blum. He probably had no idea what was being worked on at this table, what little animatronic they were prepping for. But boy, did the fans of the franchise go nuts, and I feel like this was honestly a pretty giant reveal. What we see here is an employee for the Jim Henson Creature Shop wearing an awesome Springtrap shirt, working on a mini model of a future animatronic that they'll turn life-size, very much like the early photos we got of someone in a Freddy Fazbear costume. I guess they make miniature versions of them before they decide to scale them up for life-size. And while fans of the franchise might not know exactly what this is, a closer look, fans knew immediately they were working on the animatronic for Mangle. This is a creepy animatronic made up of several different parts with a foxy head that shows up in the second Five Nights at Freddy's video game, so it makes sense why it would show up in the second movie. But this is kind of a giant reveal for me because that's one creepy looking animatronic, the way it just moves about and it's made of all these parts. To know that's going to be in live action form and is going to be like 10 times bigger than what it is on that table, ooh, that's exciting. The other thing fans also notice is off to the left-hand corner, they also see the makings for the toy Bonnie animatronic. You can see a little bit of its body parts and snout, and letting you know that we're also going to get the toy version animatronics of the Five Nights at Freddy's characters, which were also first revealed in the second Five Nights at Freddy's video game. So it looks like they're for sure leaning in and being faithful to what the second game brought. They'll probably still pull elements and whatnot from other video games, but the core inspiration will be that second game. And yeah, I think that could be awesome, and I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not gonna lie. There were some things in that first Five Nights at Freddy's movie I wish they could have done a little bit better in terms of story and even scares. We've heard reports that Blumhouse wants to focus on making the second movie a lot scarier, and with them having Mangle in there, yes, please actually make this one scary, but also maybe don't bog yourself too much down on the lore and alienate general audiences. The first movie turned out to be a huge success, but I'm going to be so curious how much of that first-time audience is going to come back for the sequel. So I guess we'll have to wait and see, but here you go. They're working on it. This is the early steps. Pretty soon, in like 2-3 months, we might see set photos revealed again. How are you guys feeling about these animatronics being worked on? But anyways, guys, that is all the movie news we currently have going on right now. I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch me talk some movie news. Don't be forgetting.
Not gonna lie, bro, I can't wait for the next Five Nights at Freddy's movie, if they're gonna do a rated R. You know what I mean? Like, the other one was okay, but like, the fact that it wasn't like rated R, man, come on now. Like, how else are you gonna make a fucking Five Nights at Freddy's movie? Especially with the type of lore that it got. Like, bro, like, this is fucking crazy, bro. But I get it, bro. This is all Hollywood wants to make money and shit. I get it. But anyways, man, I feel like we should take a fucking hit before we get off this fucking video. But, yeah, man, I can't wait for Sonic 2. Not Sonic 2, but Sonic 4. I can't wait for Sonic 3. Let's just go, man, with the fucking Sonic, bro. I still remember when they first posted that ugly Sonic meme or so. Meme. It was fucking crazy. I think it was the trailer, too. I think I remember the first trailer. It was fucking crazy. But, yeah, man. Godzilla vs. Kong, though. Yo, y'all gotta see my review on it, on that shit. Even though I haven't really done the review yet, I have done the review for Godzilla versus Kong. So, you know what I mean? When it comes to that, I'll have that up in like, probably, I'll probably have that up a couple days or something like that, or whenever, you know what I mean? But let's take a fucking hit, man. I'm just fucking procrastinating right now. Dude, my skin is fucking dry, bro. Yeah, I'm fucking lit right now, man. I'm charging my other pen right now. For some fucking reason, man, the other fucking rig that I got, bro, it just does not want to fucking heat up. And I don't know if it's because of the wax or it's because of the fucking battery. Dude, I feel like I'm fucking tripping right now. I wanted to play some video games tonight, but I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, bro. One more fucking hit, and then we're gonna stop this fucking video, man. Next video is gonna be that trailer shit.